Hey guys, I am back home. Thank goodness. It's been a crazy, almost 3 weeks. I cannot believe that Naomi Judd passed away today. Growing up, the Judds were a big part of the radio and our life. And when you would hear them on the radio, it's like you knew everything was okay. Naomi Judd defines what people go against in life. Her real name is Diana. She changed her name later, and she had it hard. She had it really hard. Um, Beautiful woman, beautiful soul. She gave what she got. She gave what she got. She never felt herself to be better, and she never felt herself to be entitled. Hey, Aggie. Hey, Gaelic girl. Hey, Janice. Hey, Boomer Sooner baby. Hi, Melissa. This is a huge shock. Hi, Nisa. Hey, Deb. Hey, Laverne. Hey, Jan. Independent Healthy. She said, Independently Healthy said, I thought I was reading your title wrong. No, she passed away. She passed away. A rock for her family. A rock for her fans. She became like great friends with total strangers, to be quite honest. Next to Loretta Lynn, she had it rough. And to turn all of that around, she did have hepatitis. Yeah, they retired. They were actually going back on the road. I believe they had a concert scheduled in October in Nashville. But she just kept on and kept on. Always had a positive attitude, always looked on the bright side of everything. Momo of Levin, yes, this is so sad. And I'm sorry, guys, 76 is not old. Not old at all. And I guarantee she was welcomed into heaven with open arms. I'm going to put the link up if anybody wants to share moments from concerts, how their music affected your life, because I know it did mine. Shannon's backstage. Hey, Shannon, is this not a big blow?
Yeah, this is my childhood. Everything you just said, I'm sitting here nodding my head saying yes. I met them after the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo was out in Huntsville. They used to, or it wasn't I'm sorry, it was a prison rodeo. They used to have where the prisoners would do the rodeo and they would have concerts, and we went and the Judds were there. And when we left and got in our car, they were behind a fence, and we stopped and they signed an autographed photo of them. And we got to meet them. And I know all about them, just like you. And we were talking about karaoke the other night. I sing a lot of their songs. So
Yeah.
that was,
I know you're breaking up like me. I know.
Oh,
you're breaking up like
okay,
me.
sorry.
No,
Okay, sorry.
I don't mean your connection. Like I can tell in your voice.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. It. I know their story. I know her struggle, and I know that the love between she loved both her children, but because her and Winona were so close on the road and as a duo, you know, just their ups and downs, but the love they had for each other was one of the strongest bonds I've ever seen in a mother-daughter.
I remember when they came out on the scene, and my mother was like, I can't believe a mother and daughter could work so closely and not fight.
Right. And needless to say, they were.
Well, of
But
course they were. Of course they were.
I hated it too. That I always hated it. That I remember when I know you remember this. It was always Naomi looks like the mother, Winona looks older. Or they always talked about Winona, and that always upset me because Winona got a lot of that pure heart soul from her mother,
Oh,
and
she's got a voice like Elvis.
oh
And the way
yes.
her mother worked with her, but yeah, they came right out of the chute saying Winona looks like the mother and Naomi looks like the daughter. It's like, why are you doing that to her? I mean, Winona changed her name too. Hi, Lori.
Yeah, sure
Muscles and
did.
Mascara. Muscles and Mascara was in the members only chat yesterday, and then I saw her on Dolly Vision, and I couldn't believe how many people came in saying, Brooks, you're never up this late. I was just getting up. That's how lazy I am. I'm usually asleep at like 7 o'clock at night.
Well, your schedule's probably not been the same for a couple of weeks, so you're probably off, but
Yep.
wow.
But I'm back home now. I mean, I kind of shocked everybody with this live, but I mean, it's shocking to me. I mean, there's some people that are a grain in our lives, and you're growing up, and that's what you hear. You hear the Judds on the radio all the time. So I'm going to play a
Yeah.
song real quick, and we're going to get to some more.
Mm-hmm.
Love ain't a candle, doesn't burn from underneath the dark to shine. Love is alive, and love ain't just a word. Every dictionary, but nowhere to find. Love is a man and he's mine. Love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day, not even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made us happy, warm and out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me. Love ain't just a moon, distant far away dream that needs the night to rise. Love is alive, and love ain't just a song. Sweet words of music to go dancing by. Love is a man and he's mine. Oh, love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day, not even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made us happy, warm and out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me. Oh, love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day, not even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made us happy, warm and out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me. Love is alive.
Oh,
Absolutely beautiful. I know it breaks my heart.
they
Now the
harmonize so well.
harmonized so well. And when they were talking to Oprah Winfrey,
Mm,
they asked why the mother daughter duet. They were like, Winona could do it on her own. And Winona said she always had stage fright and she had to have
yep.
her mom with her all the time. I'm looking at everything that Naomi had to face in her life: single parenthood, poverty, those
Hmm.
assholes in Nashville. She struggled with addiction, not addiction, depression.
Hmm.
Um, she did have some issues with addiction and she got past that. That was just from stuff she was prescribed. People don't even realize that the fight that other people have had with no help. We have social media now, and you've always got someone to pat you on the back. She didn't have that.
No. And
Uh,
they, this is touchy, but this bothered her for years that she had to tell her oldest daughter that her daddy wasn't her daddy.
mm-hmm.
And I want to say, if I'm not correct, by the time she found out who her daddy was, he had already passed. And that was hard. I can understand from Naomi's point because the dad that did raise her, that was her daddy, you
It
know?
wasn't daddy.
And I can understand on both sides, but I mean, they lived on the same farm. I mean, yeah, there were houses spread out, but they were that close. And I can't imagine how devastated Ashley and was she still with Larry Strickland too? Or,
That I don't know. She's been with him for a long time. I don't know what's
yeah.
going on over the last few years. Hey, we have some new names in here, guys. Make sure you hit the sub button and hit the bell to get reminded we go live. I've been really sporadic the last 3 weeks. It's like, you get like a 5-minute, warning to come in. Akita, what is your Judd story?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm going to paste the link. I'm going to bring Steve up for a second. And then I'm going to go through an interview she did because Naomi Judd was very transparent. She doesn't want anyone to hide anything. Hi, Steve. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Hi, Steve.
Just
Hey,
unpacking from the trip and everything. And then I saw this in Discord about Naomi Judd, and I about fell off the couch. Sue said the article I read said Larry was her husband. I did not know they were married.
See, I didn't remember if they were either or not, but I knew they were close, so for years.
So, Steve, what are your favorite Judd's memories?
I used to listen to them a whole lot when I was a kid. When they were first out, I remember songs like Grandpa and I Know Where I'm Going. And, I've listened to them for a long time.
Yep. And it's funny because we were in New York, and for some reason, anyone ever just get that vibe? You just want to listen to a certain artist. And Greg my husband was going to get his birth certificate, and he needed an original. So he was in New Hartford, New York, getting that. And I just sat there and just binge listened to the Judds all day.
That's weird.
It's ironic how things like that happen in life. It really is.
Let's see. She was an RN. I saw her teach at a nursing symposium.
Yep.
I tell you what, she changed roles is what she did. I mean, she was the man of the house.
Absolutely.
And what she overcame is insane. And in our society right now, we have a victim mentality. Yeah. We hear on the daily words like, I'm triggered. I can't handle this. I can't deal with this. Well, I tell you what, Naomi Judd didn't only deal with things, she took the bull by the horns and made it her own.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, our generation is slowly fading away. It's unfortunate, but that's really what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Misty. Yeah. And then we have another generation coming up. And I mean, any excuse they can find, it's getting more ridiculous.
Yes, ma'am.
That right.
I try to teach my 11-year-old son as much as I can about being a man, and it's, I'm trying to do the best I can do.
And I'm sure you're doing a great job. I mean, you go to work every day, you take care of your home, you take care of your yard. You're a great example. A lot of it is Naomi actually spoke about this. She said that, and I used this term today before I even knew she had passed away. She said the internet is the best thing that happened and the worst all in one nutshell.
Absolutely.
I say the same thing. Yes, you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, Brooks, I cut my grass today. So yeah, I do take care of my lawn.
Yes, you do. I know you see. I dropped the link, guys. Anybody that wants to come up and tell their Judd story. But it's just, when you see someone that faced what in today's world is called the impossible. Mm-hmm. The impossible, and became a huge icon to so many of us. And then we see these people, I mean, basically these are internet strangers, and it's one problem after another that they can't solve on their own, because what do? They yell to Facebook. They yell to Twitter. They jump in. I mean, even my Discord, I've got a couple of people that I'm like, well, I can't help you. No, she grabbed her bootstraps, pulled them on, and she took care of life.
Tough.
Because that's what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You don't blame everybody else. You take on what needs to be taken on, and you deal with it.
Yeah, because we're not made like that.
No,
right.
We're not. But she also had her own struggles that she was very open about. So I'm going to play an interview real quick.
As Naomi Judd seemed the picture of perfection, a glamorous beauty living her dream life as a celebrated musician touring the country with her daughter Winona. But on the inside, there was pain and the persistent haunting of a difficult past. Here's ABC's Robin Roberts.
I have to say something right off the bat because I know people will realize I don't look like I usually look. My hands shake real bad. My face, I feel like a balloon. My face is all swollen because of the medication that I'm on. I really haven't been eating ice cream and candy. I really haven't.
It takes a lot of courage
to the outside world. Naomi Judd should have been living the sweet life. She and daughter Winona Judd are country music royalty with Grammy-winning hits like "Mama, He's Crazy."
Mama, he's crazy.
And Grandpa, Tell Me About the Good Old Days.
Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
But out of the public eye, this force of nature and mother of two has privately battled severe treatment-resistant depression and anxiety.
I know this is awful, but I think about if I jumped off the bridge, I know the park ranger, George Heron, who's going to find me.
It was a daily struggle the singer came alarmingly close to losing. You talk about different instances, the bridge, the gun. You really were at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that was the only answer.
It's not. It's not. I'm still here, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Her deep depression led to stints in psychiatric wards, that heavy regimen of medication, even electroconvulsive therapy, formerly known as electroshock. She shares the excruciating details in her new book, River of Time. Why do you share this now?
I want someone to be able to see that they can survive. It's not just to help the people, the 40 million that have depression is so the people around them can understand this is a disease.
What do you feel that the reaction will be from people that will say, how could this have happened to her? She's Mama Judd. She was always so happy.
When people meet me, they think, because they see me in rhinestones, with glitter in my hair, that really is who I am. I'm sort of a fantasy because I want to provide that for them. But then I would come home and not leave the house for 3 weeks and not get out of my pajamas, not practice normal hygiene. It was really bad.
Naomi's internal spiral began in 2011 during the Judds' Encore tour, documented in their reality show, The Judds, on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
By understanding and being able to forgive Nana or my great-grandmother or whatever.
The experience elicited painful memories for Winona and Naomi.
I feel so close to her now, closest I've ever felt.
Who, as a teenage mom at 18, raised Winona in hand-to-mouth poverty.
From the day I knew she existed, it was the two of us against the world. And then through the decades, we kind of grew up together because it was really just the two of us. And I'm always telling her, if I'd known better, I would have done better.
She says these newly surfaced realities of their past rocked the relationship to its core.
We both walked on eggshells.
Really?
It was very uncomfortable. And we both were just absolutely raw. Even when we were on stage singing, we'd look in each other's eyes and be singing a Judd song. There was still that I was afraid of her. She was afraid of me.
And
I love her, but there are just times we need a break from each other.
Are you still on a break?
Yes. We're still a little estranged from each other. And that happens with mothers' daughters.
Judd's depression worsened, alarming her husband, Larry Strickland, and daughter, actress Ashley Judd.
I wouldn't get off the couch. Larry, I think it was after midnight, called 911 because my blood pressure was so low. He couldn't tell if I was conscious or not because I would go into such a deep sleep. And then Larry called Ashley, who lives right over this hill. And Ashley came down in her nightgown and they took me to Vanderbilt Psych Unit. And I think that's when it really hit me. I'm completely out of control. And me?
Yeah.
Having to go to a psych unit?
But it brought back all these stories that we didn't know about.
Dark stuff. And they said, you have got to go to therapy. You've got to go to talk therapy.
As part of her treatment, she had to face her childhood and confront a dark family secret. Naomi says she was molested by her great uncle when she was 3.5 years old.
I was a cute kid. I smiled and laughed. I was very obedient. There's actually a photo in the book where typically I'm posing. I got my hand on my hip and I'm grinning for the camera. And then Grandmommy Judd made me stand next to Uncle Charlie. And my personality has completely changed. And it's interesting where I'm holding my hands, like right here. And I look like I'm disgusted and terrified.
When these things would happen to you and you'd go running to an adult, you were so hopeful that they would just see the fright in you and ask you, but they were not equipped.
Nobody was there for me. In a way, I had to parent myself and realize that I got a raw deal. Okay, now I'm a big girl. Put on your big girl pants and deal with it. And I started in therapy. I would walk up to Ashley's house, which is a mile that way, and I would holler at her from her front step. If she was home, she'd come out and give me a hug.
One of many small but meaningful steps towards Naomi's recovery.
Ashley and I are so stinking much alike. I mean, we have the same mannerisms. We read a whole lot. We both love new places.
And another critical part of her recovery is Naomi's husband of 27 years, Larry. What advice do you have for someone who has a loved one with depression?
Get ready to walk that path with them, because they're going to need you every minute.
In sickness and in health.
Yeah, exactly.
And as for Winona, if she's going to watch this, what do you think she'll think?
I think she'll say, good for you, Mom, for finally being willing to talk about the bad stuff.
Taking each day as it comes, Naomi is seeing the brighter side of life again.
My everyday life is not only manageable, It's even enjoyable once more. I laugh a lot. I've told my story, and you can tell yours. You're not alone. I'm still here.
For Nightline, I'm Robin Roberts in Leapers Fork, Tennessee.
Wow.
That was pretty sad.
I knew a lot of that, but I had forgotten about what happened in her childhood. And I don't mean to make this about anybody else, and y'all can think this in your heads, but the picture of her next to her uncle, did that remind y'all of anybody?
That was scary as hell.
Mm-hmm.
She was terrified.
Mm-hmm. You could see it where her hands were at, and
No doubt about it. She was terrified. And to think how much bigger he was than she was. That's just horrible.
She is so honest. And she explained her personality behavior, and that's from being molested as a child. I don't mean to mix anything, but when I see the pictures of, if you see my group on Facebook, Stolen Innocence, what Morgan and Argelio did to Morgan's daughter, you see her in pictures, and she's a child. She's a child. She's having fun. Suddenly, she's protective of parts that she doesn't even understand are sexual. Same with Summer. I guarantee if I see pictures of Hermie Montgomery, I'll see the same thing.
Yeah. Speaking of Summer, there, Brooks, I caught a bit of whoever that guy is that was on last night. Candace was supposed to come on, and she never did.
Well, like we said on the members live yesterday, she's going to be a no-show.
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't show up. But just the whole vibe of that was just, I don't get that guy. He's crying. He's in bad health, and this stuff is taking such a toll on him. Well, if it's doing that, dude, get out of it.
Yeah, his health is bad.
Yeah.
Candace actually sent me a message on Facebook Messenger today. I did not respond to it. She does not need to speak to me. She needs to speak to authorities. And that's how I feel about it. I mean, I don't share screenshots. I don't record people. That's my advice. To find Summer, we're going to have to do that. Let's bring up Superhero Loves.
Sorry, guys. My dogs are barking.
That's okay. Hey, Akita, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi, hon. I want to hear your Judd story.
Okay, well, first I'm going to ask you guys to forgive my father in advance because he is no longer with us. And if he were alive, he would be in his 90s. And he was of a completely different generation. And you'll understand why I'm prefacing with this. Plus, I'm out of breath. I'm outside walking my Akita superhero.
No, my dad's from a different generation too. We need different generations.
Absolutely. And he was in 3 world wars. So
we learn from the past. We definitely do.
So anyway, kind of go back in time to like the 80s. And I have actually 4 sisters. And we are watching like the Grammys. I think it might have been the Grammys. And Winona and Naomi are holding hands, looking into each other's eyes, singing, right? And here goes my dad, who doesn't know their mother and daughter. And then keeping in mind, this is the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before sexual orientation became a thing. And so we were listening intently, and all of a sudden my dad says, and I mean deadly serious, "Oh, this is disgusting." And we were like, "What is he talking about?" He goes, "Them are lesbians."
No.
He couldn't even say the
Say the
actually, word. He said, them's lesbians. We all knew they were mother and daughter, and
Yeah.
we just died laughing. Like we just died laughing. It was so funny. But that's my whole story.
Well, I mean, that's a different generation, and people want to put our past behind us and bury it and forget it. No, we learn from our elders.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
if you bury that stuff, it will repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I was talking to my husband last night. We were talking about my grandfather, and I said he served in World War II and in Korea. He got mad when they started putting like computers in cars. He was mad about a lot of stuff, and I'm like, looking back at the things he was mad about makes perfect sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I don't mean your grandfather's story thinking they were lesbians. I just mean if we look at what our elders have said, there's a lot of stuff in there had we listened. But I mean, it's our generation that made computers and cell phones and everything.
That's true.
My dad served 2 tours in Korea.
My grandfather did.
He was on the USS New Jersey, and it's docked in Camden, New Jersey right now, and it's a tourist attraction now, but he served 2 tours on there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have his dog tag. I have his flag from when he passed. I have books of it's almost like they did like yearbooks of school,
Mm-hmm.
but it was for tours on the New Jersey. I've got 2 of them. That is priceless.
It is priceless.
And my
Having
wife,
that lineage is priceless. It's like, I was telling my husband last night, he was talking about his grandfather who served in World War II, and his father served in Vietnam. Now, my dad has a later birth date because they had the draft. And
right.
his twin brothers, they were drafted because their birthdays were in September. He went to enlist in the Air Force because his birthday's in December. And they didn't need him, so he went back to college. Hang on, Mr. J. Quinn, did Naomi Judd die? Yes, she did. She passed away today.
Oh.
She passed away today. And so when we bury our past and destroy history, we're hurting ourselves.
Absolutely, we are.
Because
Well said.
we learn more from knowledge, experience, and mistakes than anything. Because nobody on this planet is the all-knowing or is in the right.
I tell you what, I found a website a few years back that was dedicated to people that served on the USS New Jersey and that had passed away. And I reached out to them. Of course, we went email back and forth several times. I told them my dad's name, when he was there, and of course they had to run the records down to make sure that he actually served on the ship. But I ended up getting my dad's name on the list of service members that served on that ship that had passed away.
That's cool.
And
That's
my
honorable.
wife, my wife, she just recently, she went to one of the websites for the USS New Jersey, and they have a shop you can buy stuff out of. And she bought me a beautiful beer glass with the USS New Jersey on it, and it was just it came here to the house when she wasn't here. So I called her and told her, I was like, hey, look, this package came, so on and so forth. And then she video chatted me. And when she video called me, she was like, look, I want you to open that box. And when I opened that box, I was in tears. I really was, because she thought so much. She never met my dad. My dad was passed long before I met her. But she thought enough of it to get that for me. And, you know, I thought that was a great thing.
It's a beautiful thing. And, you know, the work you're doing to find the history of your grandfather is amazing. I don't know why in our society right now, I believe like 1% want this done. They want to bury our history.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know where I come from. I come from the hills of North Carolina, the mountains, the hills. I've got pictures to prove it. I am mountain people from down yonder.
Yeah. I got you.
Akita muted herself, so I don't know if she meant to or not. So I'm going to put her backstage. I'm going to play another song by the Judds and then put the link up again. And we're going to continue this conversation because it's a very important one.
Yes.
Go when a national nurse and her daughter made their first record. No, we hadn't seen it all, because today they're two of country's biggest stars, Winona and Naomi Judd.
Dang, that's a young Willie Nelson.
Sitting in the porch swing, listening to the light rain. Dancing, baby, just me and you, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Slide on over, baby, hold me closer to the porch. You're swinging like a slow bunny train, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. It's the breeze, sweet love, baby, it gets caught on my heart. Never be the same.
Deborah Vance is singing.
Rocking to the rhythm of the rain.
Oh, baby, hold me tight. Say you love me. It's all I wanna hear tonight. Sitting in the boat swing, listening to the light rain. Gonna to me, baby, just a me and you.
Rocking with the rhythm of the rain.
Slide on over, baby, hold me closer to the boat. Swinging like a slow bunny train, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Feel the breeze, sweet love, singing where crickets calling. Will never be the same. Keep the sweet feel so fine. Once in a lifetime. Me and my baby, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Me and my baby, rocking with the rhythm of the rain.
Lots of memories.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember that song.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had to put it on mute. I'm over here singing. I can't help it. And
Well, I
can't help it either.
I was over here dancing, so I hope y'all didn't see all of that because I don't dance.
You were moving and grooving. We love it.
I was doing it with y'all, so.
Yep. Absolutely. So back to our conversation. I mean, she was a warrior. I mean, she fought hard and she battled against things that at the time were not understood.
Right.
She was like one of the first public figures to come forward and say, yeah, I've got this problem.
She's from that generation that didn't, I know in my family, you didn't talk about it. You put on your Sunday best, your makeup when you go out, you look good, you smile,
Exactly.
you don't air your business, and you don't
Exactly.
cry, you know. Yeah,
Yep.
that was that generation. And she broke the mold of discussing that. And people were like in shock at first, but I think that's what made people fall that much more in love with her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
Yep.
look at the discussion about, Jackie Kennedy at JFK's funeral. She didn't cry.
Mm.
That is that generation. You hold all
Yep.
your emotions to yourself. And now we have a generation where I don't mean Steve, I don't mean Shannon or anyone in chat. I think it's good to discuss what's going on.
Mhm.
If you're a needy person, you become entitled.
Yep.
Jenny said, you must be born again to get to heaven. Well, I guarantee Naomi was. Tanya, I was blessed to attend their farewell concert many years ago. I got to sit in the second row center. It was an amazing concert. Oh, Tanya.
This Love Can Build a Bridge. Wasn't that the end of the concert, the last song?
Absolutely.
Oh, I remember watching that on TV. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I came from the age of kids are to be seen and not heard, and all of those old fashioned things. So yeah, I know a little bit about that, and I was raised on country music, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the Judds, it was George Jones, all of them that are
Dolly and
gone
Kenny.
now. Oh,
Yep.
absolutely, Allen's in the Stream. Come on now.
Oh, yep.
That's a classic.
Yeah, this one hit. Some celebrities die, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. I'll miss them. But Naomi Judd to me, and that's to y'all, it seems. I was like, no, 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 no.
No, not Naomi.
No.
Not Naomi.
Yeah. And if they have anything in Nashville or close to it that's public, I'm in the car. I'm going. I'll be there.
Well, one thing about it is, and it's just raw truth. But it's these people that we idolize and we enjoy, and that we have grown up with, and all of this, and when they pass, yeah, it's a tragedy, but it's also a wake up call that nothing lasts forever.
Thank you, because they're real people too.
Right.
When Johnny Cash passed, Johnny Cash is my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love Johnny Cash. Everything he's ever done.
Yep.
Even though he was never, he wasn't always good, because he was addicted to drugs and everything else. But
he moved past that, and I still think, and mind you, I'm not a doctor, I think he was so brokenhearted over June dying. There wasn't a damn thing wrong with him. He died of broken heart.
I agree, Brooks.
I watched the documentary on I think it was the Vice channel, The Last Days of Johnny Cash, and it went through the whole deal where once she passed, he just started going downhill.
And he started working with Trent Reznor. He did the song Hurt. And he was showing the House of Cash, and
which is a lovely song, by the way.
It's beautiful.
And if you're a genuine human being, when you hear a song like that, it strikes a chord in you.
Yes.
So when you hear something like that, you know it's real. You know he's not just sitting down and writing lyrics. That is real. That is what he was feeling.
And he came from a generation like that, but yet he spoke out. And a lot of
Yeah.
times he got in trouble for it, but I'm proud of people like that. They
Yeah.
speak out, you know?
Dyersburg, Arkansas. His family. I mean, they picked cotton for a living.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I love this community and all the friends we have here, that we can be real. We're not fake. We're not sitting there going, "Oh, it's going to be okay tomorrow." Like we talk to each other.
Absolutely. How else can we communicate?
The only way we can, my friend. The only way. So
You
I'm going to
know.
show another. Oh, here we go. You're right. She said Johnny Cash made 9 Inch Nails song "Hurt Come Alive." Yeah, he did, because he put his own personal pain into it, and his pain was losing his wife.
Yep.
That was his greatest pain.
He died of a broken heart.
He did, absolutely. They could, on the documentary I watched, it was because of his lung problems and this, that, and the other, because he always smoked and everything like that. But that man died of a broken heart.
He had a better blood work than me, and I'm 46.
Because June Carter turned him around.
Yeah, she did.
She
was
stood
good
up
for
to him and she said, "Hey, you big man, I'm gonna put you where you need to be." And she did it, and that was the best thing that ever happened to him.
And he
She
called
didn't
her
enable him.
no,
You know?
he called her a big mouth woman.
And she was.
Yeah.
But his big
Sometimes-
ass ears listen.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I mean, I still watch reruns of the Johnny Cash show, when they were on way back when. I love it. I love watching it,
I do too. And I want to say again, it's a sad day with Naomi dying. And for everyone to come together to show a tribute is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I apologize for my rant on Johnny Cash, because that's not what we're focusing on. But
it's all important. It's all important. All of this comes together. Us as a community, chat, we all come together, right?
yes, ma'am.
There's no wrong.
And thank you for doing this, Brooks. This is awesome.
Well, thank you to Naomi Judd.
Yes.
This is my haven, my sanctuary. And I called it Peaceful Valley, actually, the moment I laid eyes on it.
The judge purchased this 1,000-acre Tennessee farm 21 years ago. Naomi, Winona, and Ashley all have homes on the property.
Ashley lives right up over that hill, right up the road. She's not there today. I just found out she's in the Congo. Of course she is. And then Miss Winona lives right over that hill. This is coming into the great room. This is where it all happens. This whole thing is like a movie theater. These are some of the concessions. I'm busted. My favorite room. I do all my own cooking. I actually wants beef stroganoff. Winona wants chicken continental, which is real creamy and warm chicken and rice. So this is, of course, the kitchen table. You'll notice that it's round because I'm very democratic. We want to be able to face each other while we're talking. Doggies, we'll go see Winona. Let's go over the hill. It's exactly 60 seconds from my front door to Ashley's because I timed it the other day. Over to Wise, it's probably 6 minutes.
Winona says she loves living near her mama, but sometimes it can be a little too close for comfort.
Just a minute! Oh, give me a break. Listen, what are you doing looking like a rock star? I am a rock star. I thought I'd just come over and go through all your drawers and look under your rug.
Are you open for a hug? Yes, I am.
Is this a good time for me to visit?
It is a good time for you to
Okay.
visit. The flag is flying. Yes. Come on, babies.
Winona moved into her house 4 years ago with her daughter Grace and son Elijah.
The kids are out back doing what they do. Well, let's go. Because you haven't seen Grace in a while. All the games are out back.
Gracie,
So
you don't pitch like a girl. Good for you.
when I have people over, it's between 20 and 30 people, and we cook out. All right. I'm driving my mother to the lake.
Throw mama from the bus.
When I'm here, I will literally come and I will sit here by myself. I don't have to sing. So it's just a place to completely know who you are, not what you do.
Hi, YouTubers. I'm excited to give you an update about our own YouTube channel.
Nah, I'm good.
Over, you got enough money. But I like when she said, I have a round table, because she wants everyone to look at each other and have their own seat at the table. Not a long table where you have, someone sit the head, the other head, and like people trying to squeeze in. She has a round table. And Winona, I agree with Deep South Dreamer. She is going to be very lost.
Yes.
Winona said on Oprah one time, she said, every morning I wake up, I call my mom and say, Mama, what do I do today? And she said, she answered to her, whatever you want, baby girl. If it's wrong, you'll learn. If it's right, you'll keep doing it.
I've lost a dad, so I know how that feels, and we were close. So I thought of that in the moment I found out that she passed. I thought, oh, Winona and Ashley. But yeah.
Yeah, I've lost both my parents now, and it's really crazy because I'm only 42 and I've lost both my parents, but and I was there when both of them passed, which is the reason I have PTSD and all of that stuff. But at the same time, it is tough.
Well, we just lost my husband's parents from August till April 9th. So I understand, and they're in a better place, and it's hard. It's tough.
Me and my dad were really tight. We were, and I've actually got a tattoo dedicated to him and his service in the Navy and all of that. And me and my mom never really got along because she was a really bad alcoholic. But after my dad died and we got my mom sober, I had to all of a sudden, as a grown man, build a relationship with my mother, which I did. But then it wasn't very long after that, I witnessed my mom have 9 heart attacks.
No.
Statistically speaking, women do not survive heart attacks.
No. We outlive men.
I watched my mom have 9 of them. And the reason for my PTSD is because I still have flashbacks of my mother laying on my dining room floor and medics cutting her clothes off of her, sticking stuff in her, shoving stuff down her throat, everything like that. So I understand how bad it is to lose someone you're so close to, because I felt like I was cheated twice. Yeah. When I was little, my mom was an alcoholic, so I didn't have a mom. Once my mom got sober after my dad passed, I developed a relationship with her. And then when she passed, I felt like I struck out twice.
Well,
You know,
my mom died 2 days before my 25th birthday. She had renal cell carcinoma. She was diagnosed at the end of April. We had her 50th birthday, and had at the Pink House in Claremore, and had a great time. She complained about her back hurting, and then it went to there's other things she couldn't do. And my dad took her to the doctor. They cut a tumor off of her kidneys and said she won't survive this.
ooh,
It was even MD Anderson in Houston said they wouldn't know where to start because renal cell carcinoma is so bad. And so that was at the end of April, and she passed away June 10th of 2020. And I feel like I was shorted. I feel like I was shorted. I mean, she missed
25's young, Brooks.
I was 25, but she wasn't. She was 50. And
I know. I'm just saying for you, that's
yeah. You have to have your mama. And my boys were raised with a set of independence if I'm not here. It actually made me a worse mother than a better mother, if you want to know the truth. Because
no way.
Well, I mean, I basically had to instill in them, I'm not always going to be here. And now,
Well, honestly, Brooks, that is the correct way to do it.
That's what I was going to say.
So that they know.
It's real.
It's real. You're teaching your kids to be realistic. I am a realist. I've always been. Nothing is going to last forever. Nope. And of course, a lot of that I did learn when my parents passed. Because I thought I praised my dad. I thought he would live forever. I really did. But then reality struck me really hard.
You're faced with your own mortality when your parents pass away.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You expect
it's like you're next.
You expect to be there in the nursing home and visit them. That's not sometimes how it goes. And I look back now and I do feel bad, for my children. I mean, they're all, they're in their 20s. I mean, one's in the Air Force, one's a financial advisor. I mean,
thank him for his service.
Yes.
They're all three in the military, actually.
Thank all of them for their service.
You did something right, Brooks. I mean, you did.
I really do appreciate them.
Well, I appreciate them too. And they're very humble men. I call them men now because they are. We were at breakfast one day, and my oldest son, he was required to wear his uniform when on leave. He had just gotten out of basic, and people were coming over thanking him for his service. They want to pay for breakfast. And this one guy came over, and he had a Vietnam cap on. And my son goes, no, I want to pay for your breakfast because you paved the way.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
We learn for our elders. We learn.
You raised great men, Brooks.
You have. It really sounds like you have. But us as parents, we all doubt decisions we made.
Oh, every day.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Well, there's no perfect parent because there's no perfect person on earth.
Nope.
And like Naomi Judd said one time, I can't remember who she was talking to. She said, if we were perfect, there'd be no problems on the earth.
Absolutely.
There'd be no problems. Like I'm going off topic right now. We talk about different cases on the show every day, and people scream and they're like, CPS needs to do more. Law enforcement. The problem is the human stain. These are shit people that don't take care of their kids.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
And it's an epidemic. It's a big epidemic.
It's people. It's not, they can put it off on anything they want to, but it's people. individuals that make shitty choices
Mhm.
and hurt others or neglect others for their personal gain. That's the issue.
And then they want other people to clean up their mess.
Correct. And the other part of it, which is really bad, is a lot of times the law is on their side.
They have to be, because our Constitution says everyone deserves a good defense, and they do.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's trash. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I stand behind our Constitution because there's a whole lot of people these days that don't.
I stand 100% behind it. My problem is, why are we petting people on the head that are shitheads?
Exactly.
Like
Why are
victims
we
get
saying-
more rights, or
Yeah.
what is it? Or the suspects get more rights than the victims, is what it boils down to.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm off topic. Look at Watts Island. Look at Chris Watts. He gets a bag full of letters every day. How often is Shanann and the girls' grave decorated?
But that's why also, if someone, no matter what your state's laws are, if someone, like in Virginia, we are a stand your ground state. We do not have to retreat. We do not have to run. But if somebody kicks my front door in the middle of the night and I shoot them, but do not kill them, they or their family can sue me for bodily injury.
See, not in Oklahoma. We have the Make My Day law. So if someone comes on our property, we can take care of it.
Well, I'm about to move to Oklahoma then.
Well, Oklahoma's pretty damn lawless, if you want to know the truth.
I know, but because Mississippi's the same way.
Yeah, and so is Texas.
It's called the Castle Law, if I'm not mistaken. It's called the Castle Law. If anybody is breaking in your shed, steps on your property, does anything like that, you can shoot them. That's it. Done deal.
Well, in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, a few years ago, there were some people breaking into a guy's house. I'm not going to say the gun he used because it's going to flip people out, and he killed all of them. Hell,
We
they
don't
had a
care.
parade for him.
We don't care what kind of gun he used. We love guns.
Yeah.
Well, this is crazy because this week, as you know, my mother-in-law passed, so the house is empty. We had a few cameras put up. My husband went over there, opened the front door. There was a man standing in the kitchen. By the back door was propped open.
Oh, wow.
My husband does carry a gun. He pointed his gun at him, and the guy took off and ran. And Eric, something made him stop and not shoot. The cops came, took a report, checked the house, and he said, basically, long story short, the cop said, if you would have shot him in the back,
it was
even
illegal.
in the house, you would have been going to jail for murder.
Correct,
even though it's a
because-
right to what's the law, right to whatever that law is. It's like that here in Georgia too. But I was like, wow.
We have the Make My Day law. There was a case in New York, and they're polar opposite. And there was someone breaking this man's house, and he did shoot him. He didn't kill him. They put him in jail for protecting his own property. So I go back to what Naomi Judd said. You should always have a right to protect yourself and your property.
If you feel in danger too.
Yeah. You think
inside your home.
You think my old ass is going to go take karate? No.
Or ask questions?
Technically, with your situation there, Shannon, is that the law states that if you shoot them in the back,
you weren't in imminent danger.
The threat is leaving you.
Exactly. That's exactly what it said.
Away. So they are not a threat to you. So that technically would be murder.
And that's
I
what
don't agree with it,
I don't either.
I don't either, but
but that's what it
he
is.
thought he thought about his wife, me, and his kids, and the guy was running. And Eric's got a big heart, and it wasn't worth it. The guy ran out down the deck stairs and out the woods, and he just called the
He
police.
made
So
he made the right choice, but I would have shot one over the bow. I would have
I
shot
would
one
have
over
too.
his head just to make him know not to come back.
Pee his pants while he's running. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Absolutely.
But our founding fathers saw the condition of our country today. They beat
Oh,
all the grasses.
I
Oh my God.
agree.
They would die 3 times again.
Right? They're rolling in their graves. What are you talking about? They're like, they wouldn't believe it.
You
You
think
know, when
Alexander Hamilton, George Washington, and the whole rest of them sitting there going, really? Y'all
well,
Yep.
you know,
for bathrooms?
when
Yeah.
this country
Yeah.
was founded, when you became president, you were president for a term, and if you were voted out, you went back to farming.
Yeah.
You didn't get $400,000 a year salary
No.
And
after
Secret
you
Service
retired.
protection and all that. Yeah.
You didn't get all. You had to go get a regular job.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And when they stopped that, man, they screwed everything.
Yeah.
She just said they would not even believe all the amendments. No, they wouldn't. They would not, because those are hardcore people. And
Do we have amendments anymore?
Right.
it takes a long time to ratify them, but they're working on the wrong ones.
I'm
I agree.
just asking because you know they're attacking almost all of them.
That's our freedoms. People got to go vote and vote in person. Say, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not mailing shit in. I'm here to vote.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, don't mail shit nowhere because it ain't.
I
Gonna
don't
get
like
there.
that. Yeah. Nope. Beautiful Naomi.
Yeah, and Naomi was very big. You know, she even had a statement one time. She said, if you don't get involved in politics, politics will get involved with you.
Absolutely.
I like that saying.
They'll ruin your day every time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All right, here's another song by the beautiful Winona and Naomi Judd.
That's a good one.
Inspire you to drink. You can look in the love all around you. Baby, don't you know this country girl still free?
Get it, girl.
Why not we? When the fire come down to you over town, you Kentucky girls can wait patiently. Why not me? Why not be on the rainy day? Why not be on the care away? Why not be? Why not be when the nights get cold? Why not be when you grow old? Why not be? You've been searching from here to Singapore. Anytime that you notice the girl next door, baby, why not me? You have to see that the world is round. It's time that you learn how to settle down, could be. Why not me? Why not be on the rainy day? Why not be the love that cares away? Why not be? forget about all your troubles. I want to look out and I want to see a smile on everybody's face. And I want to see each and every hand clapping right now.
All right, let's talk to you. Let me hear y'all clap those hands if you really do listen to country music. Oh, looking good. Looking for love all around her. Baby, don't you know this country girl's still free?
I need you to sing for me. Mama,
sing a mama.
Mm. Wow.
Let's talk about this statement that Naomi Judd said back in the 80s. You only get to be a victim once. After that, you're a volunteer.
Absolutely. I do not disagree a bit.
Anyone have thoughts
I've
on
never
that?
heard that. I like that.
That's kind of like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and she was hardcore on that. You can be victimized, and you can be a victim. From there, you know, you that's from there. And let's talk more about that. What Naomi Judd said. You know,
She's
those people,
a strong woman.
strong,
Sorry, Brooks.
strong woman. But these people always have a damn problem all the time, every goddamn day. And you're like, how can you live in such a shitstorm? It's like you dug a grave and you let the weeds grow over it, and you can't get out of it because of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give you a good story.
Okay.
My family just moved to a different county. It's not far from the county we did live in, but it's still in a different county. Everything's new. The neighbors are new. The places are new. Everything like that. Well, my wife went to the store the other night, right up the street. And matter of fact, she was going to get me a pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
Well, when she got there, she parked the car and she noticed a guy just kind of moping around the parking lot that she didn't feel comfortable about. Now, I made sure that my wife got her concealed carry permit because I have mine, and that's just the way it is. So, noticing this guy wandering around, she took her pistol and slipped it in her jeans. She went in the store, she got what she was going to get, and earlier she had been at Walmart getting groceries. So when she came out, this same guy approached her and said, I saw you at Walmart. You got a lot of stuff at Walmart.
Oh.
She replied, she said, yeah, I went grocery shopping. I did get stuff at Walmart. Now, all the while, she's just trying to get in the car and come home. Now, granted, this gas station is no more than a mile from my home. Well, he continued to keep talking and trying, I guess, to engage her in conversation. So when she got in the driver's seat, she pulled her pistol out of her pants and laid it on the passenger seat. And he said, "Okay, ma'am, you have a nice day."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came home and told me about that, I was like, you did 100% the right thing, because if you'd have pulled it out and pointed it at him, that would be brandishing a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a charge.
Yep.
But just because you pulled it out of your jeans and put it on the seat, just to let him know, hey, you're at the wrong vehicle.
Right.
Yep.
She did the exact right thing.
She did.
her.
She did. Yeah,
and
we
she
don't go
knew.
around just shooting people, whether you have a concealed carry or not. Now, in
Right.
Oklahoma, you don't have to have one. You can buy a gun. That's it. I want to give a shout out real quick to Common Sense True Crime. Love her channel, by the way, guys. Sub that channel up.
Oh, I will.
I love her commentary.
But she just she knew that the point of the issue that triggered her is when we are probably, I don't know, 15, 20 miles from Walmart.
Okay.
But the fact that this guy approaches her 1 mile from her home and says, "I saw you at Walmart,"
Mm-hmm.
that's what triggered her.
Reminds me of the case in Reno, Nevada. 5 o'clock in the morning, this woman she walks in to get whatever she did at Walmart, and this guy worked his way into the car. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was not protected. Of course, she was scared. We will never victim shame on this channel, ever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Unless I need to. There's sometimes I need to. And he took her out in the desert. He killed her. Okay. He abandoned the car. So, I mean, it goes without saying that we have to be
vigilant.
We have to look around where we're at.
Absolutely.
Now, let me tell you a secret, and I know nobody here is going to tell it because we're all friends here. I do have a gun. I don't practice. If someone broke in my house right now, I would probably shoot myself. That's how bad a shot I am. Okay.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not, Brooks. You have too much love for your family to make a mistake like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd be scared, is what you're saying. You'd grab, because you've got seconds to do something.
You got
react. You know what I mean?
If somebody kicks your front door in, you only have seconds to react.
Right.
Well, think about the church in Texas a year or so ago when that guy broke in, and I mean, he was going to shoot the entire congregation. The guy that killed him, I mean, he's a sniper shooter.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where to aim. He knew exactly how to kill him.
That's scary.
Well, it's not.
That's like I tell my.
It's not scary what he was doing.
No, but I tell my kids, I don't want you to live every day in fear of the what ifs, but you've got to be vigilant, because I've got daughters, older daughters, and they go to the store, Walmart, like you said. Walmart protects their inside, but they don't protect that parking lot, let me tell you. And
Walmart,
that's just my opinion.
Walmart is one of the 7 layers of hell. I hate that goddamn store.
I do too.
And I love what you just said, Shannon. What if and what about are the worst things that we can do as a society? Well, what if this happens? Well, prepare for it. When people say, well, what about this person? I've been seeing in different channels. They step in shit. And instead of just owning it, saying, well, I got wrong information. Instead, they point the finger. Well, what about this one? this one, this one, this one. I'm like, are you in kindergarten? I used to point at my sister all the time. Well, what about her? I mean, she did this when I was in trouble. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't. And what kind of life are you living if every day you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm worried about this and this and this and that. You're not living life. But be vigilant, observant, and always aware of your surroundings and know safety, and that's all you can do. Because you cannot predict what somebody else is going to do when you go somewhere. You just can't. We can't predict the future like that.
No.
Although some claim to. But,
I've seen a few. I've got some crazies that come around all the time. Let's talk about what Naomi Judd said. Excuse me, I'm choked up. About accountability. She talked about social media. And she said, you see people on social media saying, if I saw you in person, I would say that to you. We know they wouldn't.
right.
So let's talk about that. When you're talking face to face with someone, you have an instant accountability, right?
Right.
Now, when you're behind the laptop or the phone, you don't. You can say whatever you want to say, right? Because no one's going to go find Ladybug 69, right?
Right. You're a keyboard warrior is what I call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the downfall of social media. The bad part that everybody thinks that now we all have a voice. I agree. And whatever, but there's consequences to what you say and who you hurt. And that's what I don't like.
No, I don't either. And I mean, I'll call it out all the time. I will. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, that's different. Yeah,
but
that's
it's gotta be based in fact.
Right.
Okay, muscles and mascara is coming up. Hang on. Hello,
Yay.
girlfriend.
Hello, how are you?
What's
Hello.
up,
I saw
Muscles?
you in Dolly Visions last night. You were like, Brooks, what are you doing up?
It was weird seeing you in there. I hadn't saw you in there before.
Actually, I had gone to sleep really early. So I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna check some things. And I saw this person was live. Actually, I'm the last to know of anyone, and just watched it. I was like, I was pretty entertained. Got to talk to you and Pecan Pie and a few other people.
Yep. Yep. He makes some good points. It's a fun late night to be into. So
So how is this hitting you with Naomi Judd dying?
well, it's one of those damn it, there goes another good one. That's kind of how I feel about it. I grew up listening to her music with my dad, and so I had to call him this morning to tell him about it because they were just the down to earth. And when you learn more about these kind of people that are, you don't think too much about it other than they must have all their shit together. They're got plenty of money and out there making millions. You think everybody's got their crap together, and it's not true. So these people were more like realists to me. You know what I mean? It's like they're just like you and I. There's stuff that's going on in their lives that just like we have every single day. But it was how she went through it, and there's a lot of people I know that hurt with this kind of stuff that goes on in their life and things that are way out of their control, and they struggle with it. And
Absolutely.
I think just seeing people like her that says, damn it, you're worth it. You can get through it. You will get through it, and to press on. And it might hurt, but in the end, it's going to be worth it. And I think watching her life, the way it played out, the way it did, can't deny any of that whatsoever. So
No, not all. And I think about Betty Ford, how she came out about, alcoholism. She started a hospital, a rehab center and everything. And she was like, you should not be ashamed of these things. But again, these women are not victims.
no.
Right.
They took the bull by the horns, saying, I'm going to fix myself and I'm going to help you too. Am I off track? Excuse me.
No, yeah, no.
Well, we lost Muscles.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to play another video while everyone gets their situation on the other end taken care of.
It's happening right this minute. We're touring together. Stranger things have happened.
I remember when we started out, we were on the same little old rinky-dink bus. We had 6 musicians on the bus. Our bass player, Pops.
It wasn't even a bus. It was a Winnebago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, Pops played the bass and drove the bus, and then.
Oh, I'm talking about the very first.
And Mike.
Back in 1983.
Mike was the road manager, collected the money, such as it was, and what did Mike do? He just
whatever you told him.
He tried to run everything. He was the only person we had, but there were 16 pairs of sneakers, smelly sneakers.
You there, Shannon?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
Okay.
Muscles, you weren't booted.
No.
Grab the link, honey buns. I love when Muscles and Mascara comes up.
I do too.
When I see that she had plans to go back on the road and things like that, it just absolutely breaks my heart.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I know they always acted nervous about it. When I watched that documentary on Oprah, they had the show when they went on tour. I think you even showed a clip when she was going to Winona's house. It's from before they go on the trip, on the tour. And, there's animosity about it because they knew they would have to deal with their issues. And, they feel like they have to walk on eggshells sometimes. But the love and the bond they had was unbelievable. And I'm so saddened that they didn't get to go out again and do it again.
Me too. And I also, think about the siblings. I mean, Winona and Ashley. Ashley seems more independent, and Winona was more dependent on her mother. I wonder how the girls are going to do. Muscle said, "No, you didn't. I got kicked." No one kicked. Nobody ever kicks Muscles and Mascara. Nobody puts Muscles and Mascara in the
corner. I knew it. You were going to say that.
Nope. Nobody puts Muscles and Mascara in the corner. No, never, never. I just wonder how the girls are going to, I call them girls. I mean, they're my age, right?
Yeah.
How they're going to go forward in life without their mother,
They're going to have a tough time. I think they'll lean on each other and it each other like did when my dad passed, but they're going to, they're hurting bad right now, as anybody would when their mom passed, But this family was, as much turmoil as there was, this was a tight-knit, loving family from Kentucky who beat the odds. Yeah.
You were a robot for a minute, my friend Shan.
Again? Dang
Again.
it.
I
I
know.
hate that.
Let's listen to one of their first song, actually. Hang on.
Somebody in an interview upstairs asked us what the song was that we remember the most. I remember this one because I was just out of high school. And you were still working as a nurse. You turned in your nursing uniform for spandex. Spanx. No, it was spandex. Spandex. Now it's Spanx, but then it was spandex. No, I'm just being honest. I'm just going to tell you all their secrets. So, I know your family, but seriously, the reason I won't do a second season on the own network, I said there's not enough. There's just not enough. There's just not enough money in the world. Maybe there is, but. Yeah, it's a miracle we made it, you know that. With your brains and mine, guitar, we made it. I was just saying. Mama, I found someone like you said to come home. I know I was free to let him in. 'Cause I'm not the trusting kind. Now I'm convinced that he's been sin. Must be out of his mind. Oh, you can't see. Mama, he's crazy. It's where we say all that wants to be. I've never been so loved. He's all I'll ever see. Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me.
They love their fans. Gosh.
Absolutely. Muscles is back. Wow, this is a bad day, right?
Yes, this stinks. Sorry, I don't know what the heck was going on with my internet or something. I don't know. I'm trying to find the right words to say because I have some important things that I would like to say, but I'm just going to sit here for a minute and take that in.
No, we're all friends.
It's a little emotional. Wow.
It is. I mean, when I heard Just Me posted it in Discord, and I'm like, what? And I looked and I'm like, no way. No way.
Yeah, there's, like I said earlier, there's some times that, I think we look at celebrities in a different way, but they're real people and they have real problems and stuff like that. It's crazy to think about. And we need more good people like her in this world, and they're leaving us, and it's scary. And I'm an old soul when it comes to stuff like that. I'm 38 years old, but I feel like I'm more on the 68-year-old, mindset because I was raised that way. So,
Yes,
and God, I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
You are an old soul. Let's in chat, let's get together right now. There's 51 people in here. I know a lot of people are doing tributes to Naomi right now. Us as a CLL family, what is your favorite song by the Judds?
Why not me? And the bridge.
Yeah, love can build a bridge.
Yeah, that's probably the top.
Me too, probably.
All of them are good. That's hard, but yeah, that's.
I know. I love Love is Alive. That's how I started the show. Just love that song.
Rocking with the Rhythm of the Rain. That's a good one.
Yep. You just can't even name one, honestly.
And I read some messages earlier too in the chat where, you could tell people had some heavy hearts for a lot of different things and some struggles they were all going through. And I'm a person who does a lot of self-development, working on myself, because I think we all need to. And I have to share with you guys that, and this is scary because I look at the date and I didn't even realize this until right now. It was June the 8th. It was so literally right before summer went missing. Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
Whew,
and by the way, guys, Muscles and Mascara is local to the Rogerville community. And what she has done with flyers, getting resources to the first responders, I want a round of applause right now.
Thanks, Brooke.
To you.
I appreciate that.
You are such a great friend, and what you have done is amazing. And you have no shit to give about Dawn and Candace.
No, I do not. Yeah. Absolutely do not. And I don't give a shit who knows it either. But
I think we all feel that way.
Yes, absolutely.
When
That's why I love it here.
Truck back in June is hot as fuck. And she went down and she loaded up with water, beef jerky, granola, anything for people to continue searching for summer. She's there all the time.
Yes. Yeah. It's a hard thing to. It's a hard thing to get over, but I appreciate you. You've always been such a good support, Brooks, always. But I was asked this question I do a lot of different things, but the question I was asked is, what do you believe in? And then you ask yourself, what if? So I want to share with you guys my thoughts on it, kind of give you the person of who I am, and maybe it can help somebody stop and think about themselves for a minute. So my answer was, I believe in me. I believe in chasing my own dreams and bringing others with me. I believe in others who want to make a bigger impact in their own life and helping them get there. So what if? What if I had just given up on myself years ago when I totally felt like it? What if I recognize my own greatness and what I have to offer to others? What if I chased that desire as hard as I am on myself? What if I really go all in on me for the first time ever? What if I don't see my shortcomings as failures, but as building blocks? What if I truly believe my husband when he tells me I'm beautiful or I'm awesome? What if I taught my son the very negative things that I allow to go through my own head every single day and show him how to practice them? Because of that, there is no more it what is. No more crossing my fingers and hoping, just action and move in forward motion. What if I let go and let God? So tell me, what's your what if? So I hope that touches somebody tonight.
I don't know what you said. I needed to hear that so
Me
bad
too.
right now.
Are you
Oh,
okay,
wow.
Shannon?
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you heard it when you needed it. That's all I cared about. So that's literally what I try to strive for every day in life is just making a difference somehow. So
Bless you. That's amazing.
And all we can do every day is put our best foot forward and not be a shithead. I'm
Yeah.
sick of people talking about, oh, I mean, I'm triggered. I've got this going on. I've got this going on. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What do you want? I mean, it going back to what Naomi Judd said, you can be a victim once. From there, you volunteer.
absolutely, that's such a profound statement. Well, I even wrote that one down in my notes for my on my phone because that's crazy. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, Muscles, I tell you what, you're the person
You're
that
great.
you and Shannon too. Shannon actually drove up to Warriors Park.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean, when I heard about, and you didn't even tell me, Muscles, other people told me about what you did when Summer went missing. And I'm like, she's the real deal. I mean,
right.
It's all we need to do, it's all we need to do as a community. And, the searchers, Tim Coop and them, I work beside him every day. He has a full-time job outside of what he was doing. He took personal time off to go search. These people cared. He missed Father's Day and he's the father of a 2-year-old. These people care. And we care as a community, just like most people in this community does, especially on this channel. I know care. And it's you stop and go, what do you do, and what would you want people to do for me? So you just do what's right. And I found myself yesterday out. I had the day off, so I went yesterday just out riding and just looking and wondering and praying and crying. Mostly is what I've accomplished. But sometimes we have to do that. So
yeah, I know this show's going all over the place, and it's a good thing to us to get together as a community and just talk.
Yes.
Wherever it goes, it's fine. I don't care. Let me ask you. We're talking about Summer Wells right now. What is the vibe? I asked you yesterday on the members live in the community right now. I mean, I know a lot of people that are supporting Candace. Is there a reason for that?
There's not in this community, I'll tell you that. I haven't found anybody that I know of right now that's done anything for her, nor gives two shits about doing for her. I'm sure there's people here that are, but I don't see them. And quite frankly, it's just best I don't. Maybe they're hidden a hole somewhere, and it's best that they are. Because I've told you on your panel before that if they didn't do anything to that baby and had nothing to do with it, I'll never apologize, because I'll never apologize to them. They were shithole parents. You can't apologize for the abuse. They put those kids in a terrible situation. I'll call neglect abuse. So, it's the same principle for me.
Well, I talked to her on Facebook Messenger today, and it went nowhere. I don't put her on the show. I don't share screenshots. I don't share recordings. I mean, everyone knows I've talked to Dawn. I've talked to Candace, it's a worthless conversation. The only conversation she can have right now is with law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what is she going to tell anybody that she hadn't already said anyways? That's a lie, and that we don't want to hear.
Why waste my goddamn time with her lies? Honestly.
Right.
Amen. Amen.
So she said, "Can y'all hear me applauding here in Utah?" I can.
Yep.
All right. Let's hear another song by the Judds. You guys ready?
Yes.
I was standing in line at the city bus stop, soaked to the skin from every raindrop. I see you driving by just like a phantom jet, with your arm around some little brunette. You say you won't be home because you're working late. Honey, I'm no fool, you've been out on a date. The lipstick on your collar gives your game away. It's strawberry red and mine's plain frosted. Have mercy on me. You treat me so bad, I'm in misery. It's breaking my heart, can't you see? Baby, baby, have mercy on me. Well, I called you up on the telephone. I could hear you was playing Haggard and Jones. I knew right then that there was something wrong. There's only one reason you play cheating songs. Have mercy on me. You treat me so bad, I'm in misery. It's breaking my heart, can't you see? Baby, baby, have mercy on me, yeah. Well, I went to the bank with my little checkbook. The cashier, he gave me the strangest look. He said, you ain't got no money 'cause you're overdrawn. Your man took it all and he's a done gone. Have mercy on me. You treat me so bad, I'm in misery. It's breaking my heart, honey, can't you see? Baby, baby.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great song. So, I mean, everyone, put something in the chat, how you feel about Naomi Judd dying today. Lone Wolf's backstage. Hey, Lone Wolf, what's going on?
Hey, Brooks.
Hey, Lone Wolf.
Shannon. Muscles and mascara.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there.
Mods. Today was a real sad day.
Very sad.
First, I want to say to Brooks, before this live stream, I was hoping, as far as that, you wouldn't have found out the truth as far as in Lily's case. I couldn't talk about what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, humanity needs a wake-up call.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've been messaging with her mother, and It's going to take a lot for them to get. We're going to go. I don't think it's healthy for her to go on a show. Honestly.
Yeah.
And I know that's not the popular opinion, but as all of you have seen, I don't care about views and things like that. I don't care about that. I don't care about numbers. What she told me today was beyond disturbing. Lily's mother. And there's a candle on the screen right now for Naomi Judd. And yeah, what you're saying, Lone Wolf, yeah, you're right. It's what happened to Lily Peters is beyond disturbing. We're going to talk about it. So we have a show tomorrow and 2 shows on Monday. And we're back to movie Mondays on Monday. So you have to have some integrity, okay? And before I go down the path of what I was told, I would rather the family rest and put their mind around what happened.
Yeah. They're
That's
not
the right
going
thing
to
to
be
do.
able to have a funeral for a while. At least not for another 3 to 6 weeks.
Well, my thoughts and prayers are with them.
Yep.
With anyone that's
my thoughts
lost anyone.
My thoughts and prayers, and I'm not religious, but my thoughts, prayers, and hope is for every family in the world that has lost a loved one through violence or even natural causes. And when you get to Discord, Brooks, I kept my promise 2 days early for you.
And I appreciate that. How did it hit you when you found out that Naomi Judd died?
And when she broke that mold, as far as talking about her mental health and everything, she became what I call a guiding light. I mean, grant you, as far as I wasn't real big into country music, but specific songs from every artist hits me.
Yeah.
We lost a warrior today.
We lost a warrior. Thank you so much. We lost a warrior today. You're exactly right.
I like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. There's so much hurt and grief going on in the world right now, and it's I know some people probably looking like, why are you all so affected by losing a somebody that's famous or something? But it's somebody said it earlier. It may have been Steve. It was on panel. It just kind of makes you stop and think, and realize that tomorrow's not promised, and we may not deserve what's coming to us, and then again we may deserve what's coming to us, but it makes you stop and think about things and put everything back into perspective for real for once. And it's hard. It sucks. It hits you in the face hard. So it kind of makes everything just fall down on you at one time. But it's great to have a place like this that you can actually come and and release that kind of feeling too, because it's very good to talk about. Everybody's got to grieve in their own way, and it doesn't matter if you grieve over somebody famous or somebody close to you. It makes you stop and think. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here for sure.
No, you stop and think. And what's wrong with having a platform where we can come on here and talk?
Yes.
And even though, I mean, she's famous, and I mean, we don't know her personally. I mean, what's wrong with saying, look, this is hitting me hard, because I mean, this is my childhood music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, music, I think everybody can contest to this. Anytime that I've been through anything, I go straight to music for healing.
Yes.
For healing.
Amen.
And I believe that that's what led them to music too. Singing on the front porch in Kentucky. You know what I mean? It's therapeutic. And that's why I think, plus they were real. And they shared everything. And that makes us feel close to them. So whether people like that or not, that's irrelevant. But the music, like Brooks, you said, that's what I grew up with too. And with my dad, so yeah, it's healing. It's a healing thing for me, is music, is I go straight to music to heal.
Absolutely. Music brings us all together, and so does communication and talking amongst friends.
Right.
And
you
people in this community care. No one is here. I will never force my opinion on you. I will never say, this is how you got to think. I will never do that. And we get some fucking weirdos that come on panel. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, yeah, damn, come from.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was great. I mean, this community, I mean, we're very open, but we're grounded and we support each other. We love each other. We're friends. Here's another great quote by Naomi Judd. A dead-end street is a good place to turn around. Absolutely. I mean, the woman was magnificent.
Yes. You could say all kinds of words. The warrior. I like that lone wolf. She was a warrior.
Well,
Survivor.
I say that for a reason, because when we're talking as far as about being a victim and everything, the first stage is admitting to being a victim. The second stage is becoming a survivor.
Right.
The third stage and the final stage is being a thriver. Well, unfortunately, just being a thriver isn't enough, because you've got too many Indians and not enough warriors. And somebody that takes their victimization and becomes a survivor and a thriver, that can take all that pain, that hurt, that anger, the shame, everything that goes with it, and to be able to turn it into positive energy and try to help at least one person a day, then you become a warrior.
Yeah.
Which I now classify as the fourth stage. And Naomi Judd was a warrior. She broke the mold.
She did break the mold. I'm looking at a comment from Sonia right now. She said, Brooks, I was 11 when JFK was murdered, and I've never gotten over it. So we may have never personally known celebrities, but just means their lives meant something. Absolutely. Obviously, I was not born when JFK was assassinated. I'm going to actually do an entire show about my thoughts about the JFK assassination. I hope hopefully everybody is there for that. You guys want to hear a song? I know.
I'm down for that.
And I'm going to get into a lot of trouble about that show. A lot of trouble.
Have we ever
That's
cared?
okay. I'm
Yeah.
on Discord. I'm going to when I get my new position, I'm going to do a JFK thread, and I'm going to put all of my references in it for you, Brooks.
That's cool.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I'll do an entire JFK room. So
I would love that.
Yes. I think I just said something to you about JFK, didn't I, Brooks? Like we were talking about something.
I'll dedicate it to Greg.
Lone Wolf said he'll dedicate it to you. All right, so here we go. Here's another Judd song. You ready?
Yes, thank you.
Friday finally came around. This girl's ready to paint the town. Tonight ain't nothing gonna slow me down. I did my time working all week. Tonight's all night, tomorrow I'll sleep. I wanna hear a band with country sound. I've been cooped up all week long. I've been working my fingers to the bone. Well, it's a girl's night out. Honey, there ain't no doubt. I'm gonna dance every day till the boys go home. But it's my night to rock. No watching that old clock. Ain't no doubt, slowly it's a girl's night out. Two-step for the Cotton Eye Joe. They can play 'em fast or they can play 'em slow. I can do 'em all, just show me the flow. You can give me a little rock and roll, or even a waltz with the lights down low. I'll still be dancing when they close the door. Hey! I've been cooped up all week long. I've been working my fingers to the bone. Well, it's a girl's night out. Honey, there ain't no doubt. I'm gonna dance every day till the boys go home. Well, it's my night to rock. No watching that old clock. Ain't no doubt, slowly it's a girl's night out. Well, it's a girl's night out. Honey, there ain't no doubt. I'm gonna dance every day till the boys go home. But it's my night to rock. No watching that old clock. Ain't no doubt, slowly it's a girl's night out.
Hello, Austin! We love Texas, and we're so excited to get to be on this show. This is going to be our girls' night out.
Well, it's a girl's night out. Honey, there ain't no doubt. I'm gonna dance every day till the boys go home. But it's my night to rock. No watching that old clock. Ain't no doubt, Lordy, it's a girl's night out.
Finally.
Great song. We have a lot of tears in here. A lot of tears. And that's why I will do an entire show about JFK. It's going to blow your
That's awesome.
mind. Great song. My gosh. I mean,
Speechless, huh?
yeah, speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, whether, you know, whatever age you are, we all know the Judds. We all know the
Mhm.
Judds. I mean, to come from poverty,
Nothing.
single parent. I mean, those lawyers and did she commit suicide? They did say that. They said she committed
Yeah.
suicide. But there's no shame in this game here, okay, guys?
Mm-mm. They even moved to LA in an apartment building, and I want to say Naomi, I don't know if Naomi was attacked or beat, and took all her stuff and left. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, I want to say it was in that documentary they did, and
Well,
I
you sound
just
like
thought,
we have Robot Shannon right now. Robot
is it better?
It's better now.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. But did you hear
That's
what I said?
a little bit. Just repeat it, please.
They moved to LA. I want to say this might have been the start of their career. I'm not sure, but it must have been. They lived in like a little tiny apartment. One of the men that lived either there or close, I think he ended up, I don't know if he stalked Naomi, but he ended up beating her bad. And they got their stuff and left that night. And I think it's in that Oprah TV show docu-series they had. And it's just like, you know, literally and figuratively, the hits just kept coming. And I go back to Lone Wolf, you know, a warrior. And then she turned, you know, being from a victim to, you know, a volunteer,
Mhm.
somebody to help others, you know.
Well, here's the thing about Naomi Judd. She didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
She would never, I mean, she's extremely kind, will give you a hug, give you a handshake, but she was like more of a bootstraps, let's move forward. Like she said, you can be a victim once. From there, you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
I think that's why this one hits hard, Brooks, because I feel like I share a lot of qualities that she does. You know, I care deeply about people. I care, you know, what they're going through. But at the same time, I don't really give a shit what you think about me. You know, and that's a hard thing to come to in life. You know, it takes a lot of practice to get to that point. And it's commendable for people who can be that way because, you know, a lot of times we let what others think of us dictate how we go through life. And it's really not fair. And it'll often lead to depression and, you know, terrible self-esteem issues and, you know, stuff like that. But when you can get to a point where, you know, that's why I work on self motivational things all the time for myself, because it's something you have to practice. And I think a lot of people forget that, you know, you hear self-care all the time. You know, you've got to have self-care. You've got to have self-care. And it just goes to show you that it's important. If you don't pour back into yourself, you sure as hell can't pour from your empty cup into somebody else's. So it's so important.
Nope. And I'll tell you
can't
something.
yeah.
I mean, I adopted a long time ago. As you know, I mean, I have a channel, I have a podcast, and I get a lot of nasty comments. I get people come in, they call me, I mean, racist, they hate me, you name it. You've seen it. And I welcome those comments. The way I live my life is what you think of me is not my business.
Perfect.
You don't need to be by strangers. Dr. Phil was not about saying, I don't need to be loved by strangers. And I mean, our YouTube community, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know.
Shannon's a robot again. And some people think that's kind of weird of me. I actually put comments up of people talking bad about me, and I'm like, let's address it. Because what you think of me is not my business.
Yep.
It seems to be kind of a weird thing that I do, but I mean, that's what I do.
No, it's commendable, and it's something that people need to see too. It would be easy to let those take you down a rabbit hole of just beating you to death every day. That's why I always say it takes a strong person to do what you do. It's always a touchy subject. It's always controversial. It's usually very sad and deep, and the fact that you can do that, I mean, it says a lot about who you are as a person too. So, and it's those kind of creators that we need to look for, not these people who go out here and put everybody else down and put them to shame and that kind of. We have enough of that going on in the world. We sure as hell don't need it in our social media spaces. So.
No, but you have to admit some of the comments are pretty goddamn funny.
They are. I do get a damn kick out of it, and it's even funnier when you have your reaction. Your reactions make it worth it.
I'm like, you guys are the ones that mow the driveway. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to play another Judd song and start shutting down the show. You guys ready?
Yes.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other? Come what may, was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Grandpa, everything's changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past, then paint me the picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other? Come what may, is a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget? Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to shut this down. I think we made a wonderful tribute to Naomi Judd. Deep South Dreamers, I found my new favorite chat. Thank y'all for me. You're welcome anytime. Hey, this kitchen's always open. We'll cook for you, clean for you, whatever you want. Anyone want to have some closing words for Naomi Judd?
I will, Brooks, and I'll hop down Lone Wolf Spirits of it the best. A warrior, choosing to live by choice and not by chance, choosing to be motivated, not manipulated, to be useful and not used, to make changes, not excuses, and to expel and not compete. Choose self-esteem, not self-pity. Choose to listen to my inner voice, not to the random opinions of others. God bless each of you, because that's an amazing message to leave here with. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I love you, Muscles of Mascara.
Love you guys.
Love
We
you
have the
too.
best community and the best chat on YouTube. I don't care what anyone says.
100%.
Anything in closing, Lone Wolf?
I saw one person in chat. If you have any doubts, any unfinished business, please, whatever you do, tie up all your loose ends, because we're not promised tomorrow. And we're always here for you.
Always here for you. So we're going to close the show with another Judd song and see everyone tomorrow. Hang on.
Setzui, ich Jigun Hassan Khan Hit, Lashet Shrosh Tausender. Ich Jashi Tin Lao, Dinil E.
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? whisper love so loudly, every heart could understand. But love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, 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 anything. Keep believing in the power and between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Yes, I do. Love can build a bridge. Love and only love. Between your heart and mine. Between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Love and only love. Don't you think it's time? Oh, don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? We can be compassionate and love each other and not put up with bullshit. We have a balance here in this community. I appreciate everyone being here tonight for the tribute to Naomi Judd.
That's sad.
Linda said she decided it was time. She did. She
Well
did.
said.
She did. And we'll discuss that later. I think for tonight, we're going to shut this down. I just want all you to know that you're extremely important. You're great friends. And I love talking to you guys.
We love you, Brooks.
I
And
love you.
this community. I really do. You've got a great community.
Well, you're a big part of it. A big part of it. So is Muscle Mascara. So is Deep South Creamer. Just roll with it. Roxanne, Deb. We're all friends here.
Thanks,
We're
Brooke.
all family.
We're all family.
Yeah.
And like Sassy said, she did it her way. She did it her way.
Country legend.
Country legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. Yep.
However she died, just remember one thing. It's death with dignity.
Yeah, I put on the thing. She was beautiful on the outside, but a beautiful soul on the inside.
Start selling online with Shopify, the e-commerce platform that's trusted by millions of businesses worldwide.
It's sad. It's extremely sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's extremely sad. When Juicy Tequila Bobo said to me on Monday, when all of us together found out about Lily Peters, she's like, it was better because we were all together, and we're together now. So I'm gonna close the show now and try to make sense of this.
Yeah.
Love ain't a candle, doesn't burn from underneath the dark to shine. Love is alive, and love ain't just words. Every dictionary, nowhere to find. Love is a man and he's mine. Love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day and night, even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made a happy woman out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me. Love ain't just a moon, distant faraway dream that needs the night to rise. Love is alive, and love ain't just a song, sweet words of music to go dancing by. Love is a man and he's mine. Oh, love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day and night, even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made a happy woman out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me. Oh, love is alive and at our breakfast table every day of the week. Love is alive and it grows every day and night, even in our sleep. Love is alive and it's made a happy woman out of me. Oh, love is alive and here by me.